Nintendo has always chosen strange format mediums. Just as PlayStation utilised an optical disc called the CD-ROM, Nintendo uses a chunky cartridge. As PlayStation 2 uses a DVD optical disc, Nintendo uses a mini DVD for the GameCube. The small amount of storage on the mini DVD actually meant that some games on the GameCube needed to be played across 2 discs, like Resident Evil and Enter the Matrix. The Wii finally used a DVD format, but unlike on other consoles, Nintendo didn't actually allow you to play non-games on their system, like films on DVDs. However, they finally introduced backward compatibility within their home system, which allowed the Wii to play the GameCube's mini DVDs. The Wii U arrived, which used a variation of Blu-ray optical disc. It could even play Wii games, but it wasn't backward compatible enough to play GameCube games like its predecessor. Then the Nintendo Switch came out, and we're back to cartridges, because the Switch is unsure if it wants to be a handheld or a home console. Nintendo isn't stupid, they know what they're doing because they're a very smart company, and when you look at their business strategies it all makes sense. Being different helps Nintendo make money. It also allows them to combat piracy because literally no one has the right equipment to make a pirate copy of this. Piracy is one of the biggest competitions for an exclusive product company such as Nintendo. They spend an awful lot of money trying to prevent it, and it's one of the reasons why they use different storage formats for their games. Anyone with a Blu-ray writer can burn a pirated copy of Grand Theft Auto to play on a modded console, but you can't as easily burn a copy of Mario onto a Nintendo Switch cartridge. And it's not like you can slide that Nintendo Switch cartridge into an SD card reader. You need special equipment.
That kinda went in further than I thought. Haha.
Nintendo's game price is driven up by the manufacturing costs of their game storage. That's why you see new multi-platform releases released on the Nintendo Switch being an extra $10. Many developers actually choose not to produce games for Nintendo consoles, because most often they'll lose money on cartridges and fees that Nintendo charge. In wholesale, a 50GB Blu-ray DVD is the same price as an 8GB Nintendo Switch cartridge. Most games are bigger than this, so most developers would be paying for a 32GB cartridge, which are an extra 60% more expensive than a 50GB Blu-ray. So when a game is bigger than 8GB, they'll earn less than they would on any other console by making it available for the Switch. And the game might not even perform well or sell well because of Nintendo's child-friendly demographic. Nintendo's eShop is an expensive hellhole where the games that you actually want never drop in price. It's meant to be like this because this is the price bar that Nintendo set. This is the ideal price they want you to pay. Instead it'll drive you out to a retail store to buy a physical copy of the game, and you'll feel that anything other than what you're paying on the eShop is a bargain. Great psychology, right? A company as well established and revered as Nintendo know you'll pay more, because you can get your hand on a game like Assassin's Creed on 6 different platforms. And if you want an open world style game like Assassin's Creed, you can get them all over the place because they're on plenty of different platforms. But what you can't get is a game like Zelda or Mario on any other console than Nintendo. Of course Sony and Microsoft also have game exclusives, but they don't have the same hype as Nintendo does that sells these games. Nintendo has one of the biggest brand loyalty in gaming. Their attachment rate is high on their exclusive games, which is the percentage of people that have bought the Switch have also bought one of their exclusive games. Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild all have attachment rates of over 50%, probably meaning that a large chunk of people intentionally bought the Nintendo Switch for one of those games. I know that I did. Apple, Disney and Nintendo all have a lot in common. Their buyers recognise psychologically highly priced products as higher quality. And without a doubt, these companies hold high quality above everything else. It's rare you'll find a product by them that has any bugs or glitches, unlike Samsung and their exploding phones. Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of many big Nintendo franchises, said, "A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad." I feel like Bethesda should have taken a page from his book with their double-digit gigabyte launch day patches. Part of these companies' techniques is creating exclusivity. Remember when Disney created the Disney Vault by threatening to lock away their films in a big Mickey Mouse style vault and release them in batches every few years and sell them at top dollar prices?
These great classics on video and DVD are going back into the Disney Vault. Get them before they're gone.
Nintendo also does this. They understock their products to retail stores. If I had $1 for every time that I went to a retail store to discover that the Nintendo game I wanted was sold out, I'd be able to. Heck, you know people, including yourself, are going to flock to the store to buy them at top dollar prices. It's because of their exclusive software and hardware. Now Disney wants him because they realised they could take away their media from sites like Netflix and create their own streaming service. Another smart thing that Nintendo and Disney have created is their trust in their demographic. Both target younger audiences, but craft their products so well that it's fun for the entire family. They know the parents of the people buying the products, and both companies have created such a pure trust in that relationship that many parents can now buy their products without having to worry about what unsafe content might be shown to their child.
It's safe entertainment.
People don't have this type of trust in Microsoft and Sony, as they target various demographics with multiple new franchises. Well, this is the end of the video, and I've been Ryan from Honeybear. The only thing left to say is #Honeybear needs new Switch controllers, so now go check out my other video on why the Nintendo Switch sucks. Hello, Fincat.